the Osprey Manta series. In this case, the Manta 28. This is another in my line of Osprey backpack reviews. The Manta series is a hydration set of backpacks, and that's because it comes included with the water bladder and the tubing that goes right down to this little sternum strap here with this magnet where it just zip right into that magnet right there for you to drink nice and easy. So hydration pack is what these are sort of intended for. The Manta series comes in 3 sizes, 20, 28, and 36. They all have the small, medium, and medium large sizing that Osprey does with their packs. The sizing being on a tag right here. This is the medium large. Typically, they're measured by inches. If you're not familiar with this, you start at your superior iliac crest here. You measure up to your C7 vertebrae, which is the knobby one that sticks out right here. Measure in inches or in centimeters, depending on where you are. And then that's the size that you use for this. Typically, ballpark, the small medium goes up to 19 inches, and the medium large, says right here, 18 to 21 inches, so depending on where you are in there. The small size of each is generally 2 liters smaller, so the Manta 28 small would actually be a 26 liter pack. This is the medium large, so it's a 28 liter pack as advertised. Now, just for a quick comparison, here's the Kestrel 28. Now this is actually the Kestrel 28 small medium, so this is actually a 26 liter pack. The Manta 28, this is the full size, which is a 28 liter pack. One of the things that surprised me about the Manta, and I'd read this before I got it, was that it seemed smaller than you would envision it being. Some people said that they got it, they returned it because it was just a little bit smaller than they pictured it being, and that was kind of the case for me too. It's a panel loader, and the top loaders in general seem to be a little bit taller, but it does seem smaller than I kind of envisioned it being. One other thing to note, the color. The Manta comes in 3 colors, red, blue, and gray. The red on the Manta is different than the red on the Kestrel. The Kestrel has a little bit more orange in it. I'd say it's kind of more of a clay red, whereas the red on the Manta series is more of a dark, kind of a brick red. So something to note, I like the deeper red on the Manta series better than that on the Kestrel. So quick comparison there. Back to the Manta. One of the strong features of this bag is that it is very well organized. You know, again, one of the downsides of top loaders is that they don't have a lot of organization. There's one big kind of tube of a bag and maybe a pocket up on top here. The Manta has a ton of pockets, and that may be because the liters are kind of dispersed throughout the pockets. I'm not sure if that's why it kind of seems a little bit smaller, but let's just have a look at that. On the front here, there is this stash pocket. Undo this little snap here, and it's a stretchy pocket. I really came to like these pockets. Very easy to store some stuff in. That snaps back up in there. Just above that and onto the side here are 2 sort of organizer front pockets. Here and over here. Now these pockets are kind of interesting. The one on the left goes all the way through, all the way over to the other side over here. So the full back of this area. The one on the right only goes halfway through. So the pockets kind of overlay each other, the rear one being larger. But it is, when you look in there, it's a big pocket. And again, maybe this is why it just seems like it's a little bit smaller pack than it is. The one on the right has a little keeper here for your keys. And we can zip those back up. By the way, mentioning again, I continuously love the zipper pulls on the Osprey packs. They have this little rubberized, very easy to get your finger into. Absolutely love that about the packs. Just above that, there's a little loop here for you to attach a helmet. On top of that, there is a scratch-free pocket that you can put some sunglasses or whatever else you needed to in there. Decent sized pocket. On the bottom, there's a little loop right here that you can attach a blinker light onto if you're riding this on a bike. And then underneath that right here is the included rain cover. And it just pulls out. And you can take this off if you're really, weight ounce conscious. You can take this out or just have, one more pocket here, but included there. And then on the bottom of that pocket, there's a little bit of mesh right here. So you can get a little bit of air down to that pocket. It needs to drain out, just a little drain out or air out a little bit, dry that little rain cover up. Up on the top here, there's the main zipper here, which we'll get to. On each side, there are 2 stretchy pockets for an Nalgene bottle, which you don't necessarily need because of the hydration bladder that comes with it, but if you want to go the bottle route, these will swallow a Nalgene bottle. Look how well that fits in there. Completely swallows that. No problems with the size there. There are the compression straps here, top and bottom. They are only on the outside. Some of the packs have them go on the inside. This is only on the outside, but otherwise fits that bottle in there pretty well. By the way, as long as we have this pack sideways, thank you Osprey for making a pack that sits up and doesn't fall over. Appreciate that. On the back, let's have a look here. I'll put this on eventually and show it to you. But the shoulder straps, there are the load lifters up here. There's a carry handle up here. This bag is great for ventilation, for not making your back sweat, because it has their airspeed design here. And that is this mesh panel here that sits off the back of the pack by, I don't know, 2 inches or so that when you're wearing it, there's a lot of airflow going through here. Your back is not going to get all sweaty. I haven't really used one of these out hiking much, so throw some comments in here on this. What I've heard from some people is that sometimes if you have a lot of weight in here, because this is sitting off your back a little bit, if you're really moving around, you can get almost like a little bit of torquing of that weight because it's setting off a little bit. I've heard some people say it's an issue. I've heard some people say it's not an issue. Post some comments if you've got one of these style bags, the trampoline back here, and let me know what you think about that. But otherwise, it's well vented here. There is some sort of rubberized padding underneath that. And then even the shoulder straps, you can see have these cutouts through here for more ventilation there. There's the sternum strap here with, as I mentioned, the water tubing, and it just locks right onto there. 2 waist straps, and each of the waist straps has a pocket on the side here. The main pocket, this is a panel loader as opposed to the top loader. So you undo the compression straps here, unzip, and you can fold this down halfway. I have just a bed sheet in here to kind of fill it out some. Same thing I've used in my other videos. But just one big pocket in there. Other than a small mesh pocket right up here that you can kind of fit some stuff into. Now, one of the things with these airspeed designs is that because the back of it is kind of curved a little bit, on the inside here there's a little bit of a hump, and you have to kind of put your stuff in and down into that pocket. Some people kind of complain about that. May or may not be an issue for you, but something to note. Now, the water bladder is included with this. Osprey partnered with Nalgene. And right up on top here, zippered pocket, pulls right out. I'm not going to take it out of the shoulder strap tubing here, but it goes there. There's a carry handle here such that when you take the top off, which is supposed to come off with 3/4 of a turn, you can hold it under a faucet like this. Nice wide mouth, fill it up, holds 3 liters. Put this back on, tighten it down, and then it just sits back on in there. People seem to really like the design of this. Again, I've not used it myself personally. Here's something else for those of you that have taken something, a question for all of you. Those of you that have gone up high or into very cold weather with this, I've heard some people say that the tubing, the water in the tubing can freeze, which makes this not ideal for that type of situation. So if you've been somewhere with one of these tubings and it's been cold, let me know if your tubing's frozen, because that'll kind of dictate what I use when I head up to Everest. Let's go ahead and throw it on, give you an idea there. Now the sternum strap here, take this off, it's sort of a stretchy design right there. Snaps in, and then you can tighten it just by cinching this down. The water tubing, strong magnet, just sucks right to that thing. You get it near it, and you can get down, drink it easily. Move this up some if you like, to make it a little bit closer to your mouth if you like. Otherwise, that's nice easy placement there. No reason to become dehydrated and get sick with that. The waist straps, you tighten them by just pulling on these. Nice that they have some keepers here to keep things from getting all dangly. I appreciate that. And then the shoulder straps, pull them tight in here, and they've got some keepers here. These little things here that you can use to kind of put them back on here and keep them from getting all kind of dangly. Another nice little feature. I think I'd put them up somewhere up higher, not right there, but nice that they've got those included in there. Next feature here is their stow and go system for hiking poles. Take your hiking poles, put them down here, and then through here. And that way when you need to go hiking and you don't need your hiking poles, you can be hands-free to go, do whatever you need as far as that goes. I have used this system and it works pretty well. Once you put the poles in there, you just cinch it down right here, kind of snug them down in there. You can see here, there's that air moving right back through there. So that's going to keep your back a lot cooler than it would be with a backpack just sitting straight on your back. So there's the size of it. Again, it's kind of a smaller-ish bag, but it's comfortable. Well, it's comfortable when you're around the house here. Okay, doesn't quite count, but nonetheless. But otherwise, that is it for the Osprey Manta 28. If you're looking for a hydration pack, this seems like a great option. It's just a little smaller than what I was looking for. Might consider the Manta 20 just for some small local hikes where I just want some water and some simple stuff to carry with me. Or the 36 if you're looking for a little bit bigger day pack. But otherwise, check it out. Osprey Manta 28.